So I know some of you guys are in here are on the wait list. So if you're on the wait list, make sure you indicate that on the form. And depending on space, I am more than happy to add people in. We are a full class of 40 students. I have like 30 students on the wait list. Um, but so for those of you guys that are enrolled, um, the first 2 weeks of Long Beach City College, I don't know if you guys are aware, but it's kind of like try before you buy, right? You could try out all these classes, and if you don't like it, you could drop it within 2 weeks and it won't affect anything
Mm.
at all. So check out this class, listen to the orientation, try the homework, the quizzes, kind of see if this is a class that is something that you feel like you can succeed in. I know not everybody's learning style and teaching style matches. So if for whatever reason, how I set up the class or how I teach or the structure of this class doesn't float your boat, no offense at all. Feel free to drop the class. And for those of you that are on the wait list, it'll create space for you. And as people drop or to change your mind, I will start giving permission numbers. But for those on the wait list, um, after this class, just message me and let me know if you still want to be in the class, and I'll put you on the priority since you guys showed up today. All right. And if there's any questions, feel free to put it on the chat box for me. Since I'm going to be focusing on talking, I'll look at the chat box every now and then. So here you go. So this is, you guys got into Zoom. So that means that you guys got through the first page. The first thing that you need to do is you're going to click on modules and then you're going to go through the orientation. I'm not going to go through the orientation line by line. That's something you can do on your own time after this class or during the break. But you're going to start on the orientation, and every time you go through the orientation, there's a little button at the bottom that says next. So you're going to click on that next button, and it'll take you to the next page. So this next page here is where I just share a little bit about myself and my family. So hello, I'm Professor Nancy Mahan. I've been teaching here for over 10 years. I love statistics. I actually um, learned statistics for the first time 2 years ago. So it's still fresh for me, and I think it's a good thing for my students because I could relate to learning a new topic with you guys as well. But I've taught it for 2 years now, and I think I've got it down, and I love statistics. It's very different from any other type of math, but it's very applicable, I think, to real life. This is my family. I'm a single mom of two kids. I juggle working and providing for my children and playing and vacations. So I juggle a lot of things. So I know many of you guys in here have a lot more than just school going on in your life too. So because of that, um, I've structured my class in a way that has a lot of flexibility and gives a lot of grace to when life happens. But it's not so much grace that you end up falling behind, right? So in all my assignments, you're going to see I have a 3-day grace extension. So I have due dates every single week. But within those due dates, if you miss that due date, you have 3 days to still catch up without any penalty. However, I encourage you to only use the extension for emergencies, right? Like something happened that week or just life happened. But know that the due dates are there to keep you on track with the class. Because if you keep just trying to use extension as your due date, you're going to fall behind or you're going to be in class and we're already on another topic. And you're like, wait, I didn't learn the other stuff yet. So the due dates are to keep you on track, but the 3-day extension is just to give you some leniency in case life happens. So you could read all about this. Um, that's about me. And the first discussion on our class is for you guys to introduce yourself as well and encourage you guys to maybe put a photo up of something that you're interested or about yourself. It just makes it more personable. Okay. So after that page of reading a little bit about me, and if you're not interested, you don't have to read it that much, just go through it. And then here, this is the syllabus. So I think 80 to 90% of your questions will be answered through the syllabus. It's pretty detailed. How do I set up the grading? Um, are there any exams that are dropped? Any quizzes that are dropped? All the answers are on here. What do you need for this class? Good news is you don't need to buy a textbook. So I'm trying to save you guys hundreds of
Yes.
dollars, so you don't have to buy a textbook. Um, The system that we do use is called Alex, Alex, Alex here. So with Alex, it comes with an electronic book. So as you're doing the homework, if you need help on something, you just click on that link on the electronic book and it'll take you straight to the page or straight to the video. All right. So since I mentioned to you guys that it's a kind of like 2 weeks of try before you buy, Alex is the same way as well. Um, in the orientation, I'll give you guys the code for the class as well as the 2 week free access to Alex. So that way you could try Alex, do the homework, the quizzes, and see if you like it. And then after those 2 weeks or within those 2 weeks, if you like it, go ahead and buy it. But if you feel like, oh, I don't like this class, I don't like this online stuff, it doesn't work for me, go ahead and you don't have to pay anything. So you'll see details of that in the orientation module. All right, so all the details on homework and quizzes, there's deadlines, but again, I mentioned this 3 day grace period. The only exception to the 3 day grace period is is um, is a quiz or it's either homework zero or quiz zero. It's the first one and it's due this Friday. And there's no extension on that one because I need to know who's in and who's out of this class. So that one is due this Friday. So there's no extension on homework zero or quiz zero. And it's like really small. It's like 3 questions. It's really short. And also the last homework for the semester, there's no extension because it's the last day of class that it's due. So after the last day of class, I don't accept anything in. So those are the only two exceptions. Um, the quizzes, you'll see that you get 2 chances to take your quizzes. They're all online. Exams. So a bulk of your grade is exams. They're going to be written exams. There you'll see more details of how I do the exam, and you're probably wondering how do we do it online? So on the day of exams, you're going to need to have your camera on and shown on you. I'm going to check ID. It's going to be written. You're going to need to have access to a printer because I'm going to send the exam out during right when we start class. So you're going to have to print it at that moment, print it out, and then you're going to have the camera shining on you as I proctor the exam. And once you're done with it, you're going to take pictures of your exam and scan it in and scan it into Canvas. So I'll have all the details of how to do that in another page. But basically, you will need a camera, you will need a printer, and you will need something to take pictures, so your cell phone, and scan it into Canvas. So before the first exam, we'll do a mock trial practice exam so you can understand the process. I know some of you guys might have problems accessing a printer, so you guys have 4 to 5 weeks before the first exam to figure that out. An option is you're welcome to come onto campus with me to take the exam in person or to go on campus to the Math Success Center or something to do that. Um, there's a final. There's going to be practice exams as well. Academic honesty is very important to me. I know in the age of AI, um, I use it too. People can just find answers just like that. Um, but again, it's your education, it's your money. I really want you guys not just to pass the class, but I really want you guys to get something out of it. Right. So I think math and statistics is about exercising your brain, exercising the critical thinking muscles in your brain. So it'll be a shame if you paid for a gym membership and you had your friend go exercise for you, right? Like, yeah, on paper it looks like you went to the gym, but did you exercise the muscles? Did you gain what you wanted to get out of it, right? So please use your own brain, get the most out of this class, and please exercise academic honesty. All right, so all this other stuff you could look at in details. Um, some important dates. This Friday is a date where a lot of things are due. And this is where I will know who is active and who's not active, and who do I need to drop, and which students can I add. So this Friday, you must enroll into Alex. And again, you don't have to pay money because try before you buy. You need to do the homework that's assigned that's due this Friday as well. And then the orientation, once you're done with it, there's a short little quiz at the end. I call it a quiz, but it's really you agreeing, saying yes or no, whether you agree to the policies of this class. So it's kind of like your first quiz, you get an A just by agreeing to the policies. And then these are some of the drop dates. Does anyone have any questions so far? All right, so make sure you print out the syllabus and read it on during your free time. And if you ever have questions about something, look at the syllabus first before asking. All right, Daisy, this is the schedule of everything. If you need to plan your life, when you're having a birthday party, when you're going vacation, when life is going to happen, um, know that these are the dates. So you don't want to do those things right before an exam or anything. Or if you're wondering if I miss a class, what's due, what is she covering in class? So the Monday and Wednesday is what we're covering in class for lecture. Tuesday and Friday are things that are due. And of course, within those deadlines, there's a 3-day grace extension. So, right? So these are due on Friday, but you have until Saturday, Sunday, Monday at latest to turn it in. These are due on Tuesday, but you have until Friday at latest to turn it in. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
All right. So, and I put in some important dates of exams so you know where it is. Um, so everything should be here. If there's any changes, I will let you know, but I'm pretty, I stick pretty close to the schedule. How do you get in contact with me? Best ways to do Canvas messaging. If you email me, it goes into this black hole of a gazillion um, school emails. But if you Canvas message me, that's where I prioritize my time with looking at my students' emails. And I do my best to unplug during the weekend. So I only check my emails Monday through Friday. So if you text message me on Saturday, you probably won't see anything until Monday. Okay. I do send out announcements. So make sure that you know how to turn on the Canvas notification preference so that you're getting the announcements sent to you. There is a Canvas app on your phone, and that way you get the messages instantaneously if you have a phone, and you could download that app. And make sure you turn on the notifications. You will need a graphing calculator for this class, a TI 83 or 84. It costs, if you buy it, it's about 115, 120 bucks. If you don't want to invest in buying a calculator, if you're not planning on going to calculus and other classes, and this is kind of like your end all be all math class, I encourage you to just get one for free at the school. So there's two places that you could get it for free. It's the Math Success Center and the Multidisciplinary Success Center on the LAC campus and the TTC campus. However, it's first come, first serve. You should have gotten an email from them to reserve it. So if you have not gotten the email, make sure you click on this link here. This link will take you to the reservation calculator sign up. So you need to just reserve it on there. And then once you reserve it, then you can go onto campus and pick it up. Okay, so free access to calculators, they go really, really fast. So I recommend reserving it as soon as possible and going to campus to pick it up, but you have to reserve it. Okay. All right. So statistics and math is a challenging course. I think not all classes are created equally. This is a 5-unit class, so expect to spend twice as much time outside of class working on it. So 5 units means that you spend 5 hours in lecture a week. So 5 times 2 is 10. So expect to spend 10 hours of homework a week. So it's a challenging class, but I'm all about being wise with your time. Instead of banging your head on the wall, trying to figure out a problem on your own, I encourage you guys to get tutoring or do your homework with a tutor or do your homework with others. Um, you guys are online, so it might be hard to do it with others. You could meet up somewhere at the Math Success Center to do your homework and whatnot. But that being said, I wanted to introduce our tutor, our embedded tutor. So Daisy, I see you here. Hi, Daisy.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna let Daisy share a little bit about herself, and I'll share a little bit what her role will be in this class. So, FYI, an embedded tutor is someone who comes to class with you guys. She shows up here, so she's not just a random tutor that you see at the center and she doesn't know who I am or how I taught, but she'll know exactly what you guys have been going through. So go ahead, Daisy. Actually,
Hello.
sorry, let me go ahead and stop this share so we can see
Okay.
you. Stop share. All right, go ahead.
Can you hear me fine?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, my name's Daisy. I will be the embedded tutor here. I know sometimes it could be a struggle to like learn new math and stuff, so I'll be here to assist you guys in anything you guys may need in this course. So if you guys have any questions about anything, which could be like what something means, like in the subject that you guys are or topic you guys are learning about, I'll be able to assist you guys in that. I am also in the center sometimes, so you guys could also come into the center if you guys have any questions about the topics you guys are learning about.
When you say the center, do you mean the Math Success Center or the
The Math
and
Success Center, yes, at the
at LA?
LAC campus.
Okay, so you have
Yes,
tutoring hours there.
yes.
Okay, great. And for students to reach you, do they reach you online? Are you available online as well?
Yeah, you guys can actually contact me through Canvas. There should be an option to contact me through there. So if you guys have any questions, I'll just set some hours. That way you guys can feel free to contact me through those hours.
Great. And do you host any exam review sessions?
Yeah, so if you guys have any exam questions that you guys may need, or like, let's say you guys didn't understand something in class and you guys want to review it before exams, I'll be able to host those. I'll just have to see what hours work best with you guys.
And say you missed class or you fell behind, and feel free to reach out to Daisy in case something happens and you need to find out what's going on in class or whatnot. Or if you didn't pass an exam, which all of you guys are going to pass the exam, right? Uh, but in case a few of you guys don't pass the exam, um, reach out to Daisy to go over the exams with her, right? All right. So there are also math success centers with tons of tutors there as well. And you guys, it's all free. If you guys go outside and get a tutor, it's like $100 for a really good tutor. I'm constantly being asked by people to tutor them, and I charge a lot. And I mostly say no because I don't have time. But it's very expensive to get like quality tutors. Um, but they're all free at Long Beach City College for you guys. So please, please, please utilize them. Again, I'm all about working smarter, not harder. I know some of you guys here mentioned your moms or parents or have work or different things. Um, I like to do my homework with a tutor next to me or of other classmates so that if I get stuck, I'm like, there's someone there to help me immediately instead of me like giving up or like struggling for 30 minutes on one problem, right? So for
Mhm.
me, if I were you guys, I would put it in my schedule. When am I going to work on my math homework and where and with who? Right? Very important questions. And if there's free stuff available with good tutors, a nice work environment, I'm there. So if it helps you,
Mhm.
go on campus and do it, right? All right. So and then if you guys need help with technology, stuff like that,
Mm.
Zoom, all that stuff, how do you upload something? I'm not an IT whiz, but there are people who are paid to be IT whiz. So they're all here. If you guys have problems with your computer, audio, all that stuff, contact them. And also there's resources on campus that are not academic related, but could just be mental health related or food and shelter related or counseling related or financially related. Again, welcome to Long Beach City College. This school has so many resources. It's one of the top city colleges in America. We have so much money being poured into us because our community really believes in you guys. And they want to give all this stuff. So they pour money into all of these services for you guys. Um, even mental health, like counseling is like $130, $150 an hour. Here it's free for you guys. They have food on campus for free for you guys for groceries to pick up. Anyways, the sky's the limit. Whatever you need, feel free to ask me if you're not sure where to go to. Even housing, there's so many things available. So make use of it, right? If there's anything getting away of your dreams and academics, there's resources. All right. Alex. So you guys had asked me about Alex. Um, this is an online system. You're gonna have to register for it. All of this is on here. I'll let you guys. There's gonna be a a link on the left side that says Alex here. You're gonna click on that, and you're gonna go through the orientation, the registrations. Again, all of this takes time that you're gonna have to do before Friday. Okay, so um, you're gonna register. This kind of gives you all the details. And when you register, um, you're going to need to do the registration and the initial knowledge check, which is the knowledge check is really short. And what's due this Friday is week one homework and chapter zero quiz. Again, chapter zero quiz is like 2 questions or 3 questions. It's not a big deal, but the homework week one is kind of the bigger deal. And then once you're done with this
Okay.
orientation, you see the check-in quiz. And you guys had asked about the code. This is the class code. I don't think you need it because I think if you just click on Alex, it'll take you straight to our class. But if they ask you, just in case this is what it is, the first time you register in, they're going to ask you to pay for the class. If you don't want to pay yet, use this code for 2 free weeks. If you want to pay, go ahead and pay. You're going to pay for the 18-week class because we're a 16-week class, but they don't have 16 weeks. It's an 18-week class. I don't remember how much it is. I don't think it's too much. I think it's like 60 or 70. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's about that much. And then if you need any customer support, here's your information. Okay, and after all of that orientation, after you go through all that, you're going to do a check-in quiz. So the check-in quiz is really short. You're just going to answer these questions whether you agree or not, just to make sure you kind of hit some of the main points of what's expected out of you for this class. Um, and yeah, and you submit the quiz and you get an A for your first quiz. Right? Back to the modules of where you could get your lecture notes. So after you finish your orientation, below here, there's a student hangout form where if you have questions for other students or whatever, you could contact them here. You could just, it's a discussion question form for you guys. So lecture notes, all lecture notes for the entire semester are listed here. So here, all the next notes, so you have them all for the whole semester. So if you want, you could get them printed out all in the beginning. If you have problems printing out, I am on campus on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I do teach in person. Um, Email me and I could print it out for you if you need a copy. Let me know and I'll put it outside my office or you can come visit me during my office and I will have them for you guys if you guys need them printed out. So all the notes are there. They're blank note. I mean, they're notes that's fill in the blank. Um, Guess what? All of the videos are on here as well. So the videos for the entire semester are on here. So if you miss a day or if something happened in class or you're like, I didn't really get it, I need to see it again in slow-mo, you could do that as well. So this is in order of the class, all the videos for the entire semester. Also, if you need help on TI, the calculator, we're going to learn how to use a calculator. It's okay if you don't know how to use the graphic calculator. We'll learn how to do it. And there's also videos on here. And then if you need help with Alex of how do you do things, there's some videos on here as well. So these are all videos. You could use them or you could not. And a really good question someone could ask is, well, why do I need to attend class if all the videos are on here? That's a great question. So yes, I've taught this class asynchronous where you actually never have to come to class and you just do it on your own timing and just show up for the exams. That is an option as well. However, just from the feedback I've gotten from so many students, they said that coming to class really helps keep them motivated and keeps them on track. So it's for the accountability and it's their chance to interact with each other. We get to ask questions, we interact, we have people doing presentations, different things. You get a lot more out of the class, but again, and I also do give credit for showing up to class too. But again, for those of you guys who are totally independent and just say, I just want to show up for the exams and I just want to learn it on my own, if that works for you, go ahead. You'll miss out on the in-person or live points, but those points are won't be significant enough that it'll change your whole grade, right? It's a portion of your grade that'll help those of you guys that need it, but it won't kill your grade if you don't show up. So just letting you know that is an option as well. Okay, exam information, exam tips. When we get closer to exams, we'll go over this, but you can read if you like. Once you finish your orientation, the modules will open up for you. Week one, what's due, week two, and week three. The rest of the modules I already have on here, but they're unpublished because I don't want to overwhelm you guys with everything. But if you scroll all the way down, the videos are also listed down here as well. And the calculator videos are on here. And how do you submit? If you just are curious of how do you submit an exam, you could click on exam one and you'll see what's on here. But I won't. I'll go over all that once we get closer to an exam. Alrighty, so it's about um 12:59 right now. I'm gonna give you guys a 10-minute break and I'll see you guys at 1:10. And by then, make sure you have your lecture notes printed out and we will go over the lecture. All right, so enough of me talking. I'm gonna give you guys a chance to meet each other right now. I'm sure you guys have a bunch of questions or thoughts after hearing all this. I'm gonna put you guys into breakout rooms. Me and Daisy will be jumping in and out of the room. So Daisy, you have access to be able to jump from one room to another room since you're a co-host. I'm going to put you guys in breakout rooms, and I just want you to introduce yourself, share a little bit about yourself, and then ask each other any questions. How are you guys feeling about this class? Kind of what's your background? What are your concerns? And ask like any questions that you have, and maybe some people in your room can answer it. And then when you come back, any unanswered questions, I'm going to put a whiteboard up. You could type up your unanswered questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. And then Daisy and I will be jumping in from room to room as well. So please, during this time, I encourage you guys to turn on your cameras and definitely unmute yourself so you guys can hear each other. I would like you to, number one, each of you guys just type a word or phrase of how you are feeling about this upcoming semester. So write a word or phrase or draw a picture. So this is kind of like a fun way of just figuring out how to use a whiteboard. And also, if you have any questions that were unanswered in your group that you would like me to answer, you can put it on here um, or on the chat, or you can speak up. I see a lot of doodling on here. I see nervous, overwhelmed, but excited, anxious, mixed emotions, very nervous, determined, stressed, docile, which is a fancy SAT word for sweet or peaceful, I think. Is that what docile means? Optimistic. So, right, I see a lot of nervous and anxiousness and fearful, and some of you guys are feeling great and excited. So, there is a range, a spectrum, and I want you to know, as you can see here, that you're not alone in having these feelings. It's very, and I am going to do my best to get you through this class. I have a pretty high pass rate for my classes, and from what I've heard from students in the past, a large part of it is because it's a very organized class, and there's a lot of grace and resources in case you miss class or you fall behind. So, thank you for sharing with me your thoughts on this and your questions.